Good morning. It is Monday. We are at peak week. We are less than 1 week out from the show. We are 6 days out. This is the best I have ever felt going into a peak week. So I am so excited. I'm really happy with how my body is starting to dial in. I'm really happy with how my posing is looking. So peak week is one of the easiest and one of the hardest weeks. It is the hardest as far as, having to really pay attention to food. This is where every little detail matters. And it's the easiest as far as, workout load goes. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about peak week today. I'm going to show you some of my meal prep. But yeah, I got to go in and do fasted cardio right now. So I will see you guys at meal number 1.
I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down.
All right, so I just finished cardio 1. I feel really, really good. I did 30 minutes of steady state, and I will come back in later this afternoon and do glutes and hit that second session. I feel like once I hit the first session, like the day's half over. Like it's really crazy. I feel really good. So I'm gonna go home and get started with meal 1. I'm not super hungry this morning, but I know that as soon as I start making it, I will be hungry. And yeah, so feeling good so far today. And I'm excited to see what the rest of today brings. All right, guys, I got meal number 1 cooking. I am making 4 egg whites, and then I'm doing a little bit of oatmeal. As you guys know, I love my eggs and oatmeal, so I'm like not even mad about this breakfast that I get to have for the next couple days. This breakfast will change on Thursday, and it'll be completely different on Friday, just based on how I'm looking. So when I said that this was like one of the best peak weeks I've ever felt going into, it's because I already love all the food that's on it. And so to me, it's like very, very simple. It's exactly what I have been doing, just different portions a little bit. The only food that's on this plan that I'm like, is asparagus, but I'll get to that in just, when we get into meal number 2. But I only have asparagus for the next couple days. So not too bad. I have asparagus today and tomorrow, and that's it. So to me, that's like super easy. So yeah, so I am gonna cook this, and in a couple hours I'll get into meal number 2. It's 10:37, and yeah, I am feeling hungry now. One thing that I was going to mention is that water is what I'm really paying attention to this week. So yesterday I was doing 1.5 gallons of water, and I'll do that for the next couple of days. And it is hard to do 1.5 gallons, not because it's a lot, because I have underestimated how much I drink water and liquids and that type of stuff. I made the mistake yesterday of getting in too much water too soon, so today I'm pacing myself a little bit more. So that is one of the things that I do have to be paying attention to. And then for oatmeal, I can still just do a little bit of stevia and cinnamon. I love egg whites so much. They're so good. They're so good for you. They're so delicious. I don't have a whole lot of cravings right now. I'm not gonna lie. There's no foods that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to eat that again. Or have this after the show. I don't have any. I really don't. But I will tell you, I am excited to put coffee creamer in my coffee the next day. That is the one thing I have missed is coffee creamer. And then most likely I'm gonna want to get a big breakfast, like blueberry pancakes. That's always been like something I always get post-show, and that sounds really good. But like I said, I'm not really craving anything. Like, I feel really good. I don't feel deprived, really. Like, I'm just really focused. And anyway, meal number 1, so good. The only thing that I'm just gonna say, just like super quick, is that, you know, the only thing that I can do at this point, like, the work is essentially done. Like, I did the big push these last few weeks. I've been working for the past 5 months, and all I can do right now is focus on one meal at a time and just doing everything perfectly every single day. Keep practicing posing, and that's literally it. That's all I can focus on. That's the only thing in my control at this point. And that's like essentially where my focus and my mindset is. So I'm not even really thinking past the show. I'm just focused on like hour by hour, and I don't even think about tomorrow. I am always like, anytime I'm like future tripping, I'm like, that's a future Kristie problem. So just focus on what you can control right now. And that mindset has really helped. So I think that's why I'm also feeling really good, is that I'm not, you know, anxious for what's to come. I'm just taking it, you know, one day at a time. So anyway, all right, well, I will see you guys at meal number 2 and show you guys the meal prep that I have been doing, and then I'll talk a little bit more about my peak week.
What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face. So girl, you better walk away.
In your unclean car.
What'd you do there?
Babe.
You got a little poop stain. See how you were,
If your car was clean,
you feel a little excited?
spilled all your...
What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face. So girl, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love if it's hotter than fire. Someone who can handle me. Someone cut your heart too deep. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you try to come closer, I'ma give you some closure. Before you know it, it's over. So run away, run away. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I...
Alright, so here's what we have. Got some sweet potatoes, a little bit of asparagus, and then fish. I'm really glad that I prepped all of this yesterday, because that was like super easy to, you know, just weigh out and eat. Down while I eat this one. There's Apollo, he's sleeping. So this is going to be meal number 2 and meal number 4. So yeah, it's super simple, really easy to follow along, and that's really good, because this week, like prep brain, I was telling my my friend, I was like, my brain is like dial-up internet right now, so a little bit slow to get started. So it's just like really nice to have like a very, very simple laid out plan. Everything is going to change on Thursday. So right now, these next couple days, we're definitely doing a deplete. So it's lower carb, like pretty low carb. And then Thursday, we're going to carb up. So I'm going to have lots of rice throughout the day. So I'm excited about that. And then Friday is, you know, moderate carb, a lot of rice cakes and that type of stuff. And then Saturday, the day of the show, we change things as the day goes by, just like depending on how I'm looking. And so I'm just going to tentatively bring like the typical stuff like rice. I think ground beef was on that one as well. So yeah. And then, you know, 30 minutes before stage, I was reading ahead that I get like a half Pop-Tart, but you know, he may change things right before. So, and the reason why you do that is, so when you do your pump up, you're like pushing, the sugar to fill your muscles and that type of stuff. It's really fun. Peak week is a really cool science. You can definitely YouTube other people talking about peak week. I'm not going to go into the super details of my plan exactly, just because every coach has different philosophies. I can say that this is by far the easiest peak week I have ever seen as far as like simplicity. So I'm like amped and I feel so good. I think that that's the other thing. Like a lot of people dread going into peak week, but I love it because your body changes so much in the last week, and my body has already changed so much these past couple days. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm just like really excited. Like if I've already made this many changes in, you know, a day and a half, like I'm so excited to see what I'm gonna look like on Saturday. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. Meal number 2, meal number 4. I will show you meal number 3, and then I am going to go back to the gym. So I will see you guys in a little bit.
Trust me, baby, when I say, girl, you better walk away.
All right, we have meal number 3. Meal number 5 looks like this, except there's gonna be some asparagus right here. So yeah, this is what I'm eating for my next meal. A little bit of soy sauce. Because we are keeping salt and everything the same. Oh yeah, this is essentially it. Super simple, super easy to remember, which is what I appreciate. I love soy sauce. Salt on food is gonna stay the same until Friday, I believe. Yeah, and then we'll scale back on salt and that type of stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just kind of cruising. This is really good. I'm gonna go to the gym. And then when I get back, I'll have that sweet potato meal. And then a couple hours later, I'm gonna have this. And then my last meal, I'm just gonna have some egg whites and some green veggies if I feel like I need it. So that is peak week. That's, you know, essentially it. It's really not too bad. You definitely need to be in the mindset for it. And yeah, but for the most part, it's just kind of autopilot. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this meal. This is peak week, 6 days out. My goal is to film as much of the process over the next couple days, and then, you know, day before the show and then the show day. I'm really excited to bring you guys like along with me a lot of the behind the scenes. We are going to be traveling to Phoenix, so that's always fun to do like more travel vlog too. And then of course I will show you guys like the food adventures that I know that I'm going to be having after the show. If you would like to follow along for like real-time updates along this week, make sure to check out my Instagram at Kristie Barker Official. Other than that, I just want to say thanks again for all your guys' love and support, and I will see you guys in next week's video.